lush green fields of the Philippines, rolling through tropical village scenes. New friends made along the way, sharing stories at the break of day.
Hello and welcome to Arizona Trails, the Philippine Tales. My name is Steve and welcome to week number 85 of the Philippine House Build. But before we get into that, there are two concepts I would like to go over. I know there's been a lot of crazy things happening in the world. I mean, we're talking Nepal, we're talking France, we're talking Germany, we're talking England, we're talking all of European Union, and of course the United States of America. And the tragedy that took place in the United States of America, hopefully it's given people time to pause and reflect. All right, concept number one is ideological neutrality. And what do I mean by that? When I was a kid playing out on the playground, I didn't care what your ethnicity was, I didn't care what your lifestyle was, I didn't care how you identified yourself, and I didn't care what your religion was. As long as you and I could play out on the playground and get along with one another, and you weren't trying to intentionally hurt me, then everything was cool. As a matter of fact, I think the only fights I ever got into as a kid was with people trying to intently hurt me. Now, that also gave me the freedom to go into the school and receive also a education that was also neutral. I can go in and I can learn about reading, writing, arithmetic, a little bit of science, a little bit of history, and hopefully enough to make it as an adult. When I grew up, there was no indoctrination or there was no agenda. It was just going to school and learning. Now, there is a saying that goes along with ideological neutrality, and that is to go out into the world and spread your seed, which is your knowledge, your wisdom, and your good character into the world. And some of your seeds will land on fertile ground and grow, and some of your seeds will land on rocks and they'll wither and die. Basically, that is, people will listen to what you have to say or they'll be dismissive about it. It's not your job to cultivate the seed. It is just your job to go out into the world, be who you are as a good character, and then live your life. Live life to the fullest and go on the merry way. Second concept is ideological advocacy. And what is that? Now, usually if you look around the world today, people do care. You have to know, you have to care about ethnicity. You have to care about lifestyle. You have to care about identity. And you have to care about what religion you are. So that is a belief system, a cultural belief system. Now, these people who are advocates, and it's not just about having a belief system. An advocate is somebody that also is called to action based on their belief system. So they're going to be acting upon it. Now, talking about education, education also is no longer ideological neutral. So now when you go to school, it's not about reading, writing, arithmetic, a little bit of history, a little bit of science, also to know how to survive as an adult. No, today there is an agenda. Today there is indoctrination. And these teachers are using communism and socialism and teaching advocacy about your personal belief system in that it is superior to other people's belief system. They are also taught how to silence opposing belief systems, in which case the way to do that is through violence. And then what happens to the normal people that are experiencing this from these students that are taught communism and socialism and how to silence other belief systems through violence? And that it's going to cause normal people to now become advocates of their belief system. Now there's an intention to harm, and that's the way it was out there on the playground. The only time I ever fought was when somebody was intentionally trying to harm me. So now we're going to have tensions between different lifestyles or belief systems, and people are going to rise up against that, and you're going to have tensions, we're going to have violence, and there will be war. Now, there is also a saying that goes with ideological advocacy, and that is, cast your pearls before swine, and they will be trampled upon. And the reason, again, why I'm going over this is because as we age and as we approach retirement age, we're switching to that neutrality because we want to get off the hamster wheel. We don't need the extra drama in our lives. We want to take the money or what we've accomplished over the course of our lifetime and hopefully, again, learning, knowledge and wisdom and good character. And we're going to just try to enjoy life as we age and leave planet Earth. So again, it doesn't matter what country you are in the world. If you're looking around and you're seeing a bunch of advocates everywhere and you just want to live life to the fullest, then go to another country or go to another place. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Philippines, but go somewhere that treats both you and your money well. Here's Tinfoil Hat to retirement.
Tinfoil hats and floods incoming, neutrality's gone, advocacy's humming, politicians speak, nothing gets done, kids escape to Magic Island for fun, carrots such as toys gets hit with a ball, government runs from the flood's loud call, Elon and Trump reunite with Blair, Pritzker and Christie, twins don't stare, Rushmore's got drugs head in stone, reboot your left-wing friends alone, Trump plays war with drug cartels, sparks Pritzker defends Chicago nights, Bitcoin's rising, assets tokenized, payment innovation hits the skies, warrants raging, COVID shots roll, Trump hits Chicago, takes control, crazy folks defend the crime, black hearts white or flip the line, advocate cries more crime loud, rebranding's toxic, not allowed, get your medicine, deal with Mexico, carrots in the outfield to show, Pritzker's wrestling, kids want red, nationalize industries full speed ahead, Republicans go socialist, too, cost of living crushes you, French collapse, evil grows, Biden's job count hits new lows, law and order, hate crime stats, release suspects, no time to chat, Nepal burns down its parliament hall, France's debt hits a concrete wall, illegal gets a federal post, assaults a woman, earns the most, Charlie Kirk's gone, apologies fly, book was written before the why, cultural writing gets PC glossy, you will hear its own voice lost, civil war whispers, fascist fog, college kids can't name the dog, treasury bleeds in August heat, 50 headlines, no retreat, treasury bleeds in August heat, 50 headlines, no retreat.
All right, that was Tinfoil Hat to retirement. Now, of course, we're going to be going around the outside again today for the outside build. Again, this is week number 85 of that Philippine house build. And it's a nice, bright, sunny day today. Flora's over there trying to clean the steps because, as you can see, a lot of scraping has been done for the painting. And they're putting on the coats of primer and things of that nature. So they're sanding, putting on primer, and trying to get ready to start painting everything. And like I said I was going to do, I also put a cover on the motorbike. So they were, as you can see, the walls got a little bit cleaner there. They put the primer on over there. And now we'll move around here to our wall. So again, they've also created the concrete blocks up, and then they stopped right there. I think they're going to put some angled bars right there, but Flora, I think, still wants the concrete blocks to at least go up to the gate area, so maybe another row on top of each one. And of course we've got the gates there, and we can open them and close them now. They started chiseling out the columns as well, so you can see that it's going to be set up for electrical. So looking at the front of the house, they went ahead and painted the gray going across all the way to the end, and underneath there you can also see the small gray around there going around the white, and they'll finish that. And we'll take a look around this way. see what's taking place over here. As you can see, they got the scaffolding set up. Floor is clean. The steps of all the powder that's left on the ground. And as you can see right here, this is going to be the base for our staircase. So they finally created the forms for that, and how our staircase again is going to go from this area. So 4 casings right in there, and then it's going to go all the way up into our roof deck there. So they are getting that taken care of. We are noticing, going back here towards the lanai area, we are noticing lots of drips. I mean, we've had lots of rain coming through the last week or so, flooding everything. So definitely I got a chance to watch where some of these leaks are taking place. And I think what's going to happen is we're just going to have to really reseal this covering that's over, because when it rains, there are definitely places that the water comes down and drips. You can see that along up there at the top, there is the drips that come down. I thought they might have sealed everything to where you wouldn't see drips coming down. I don't think drips are coming down over there. I usually see them coming up here around the bars and then dripping down onto the ground. I did see drips from the door. As you can see, no drips from over here. So I think the sides are good. This needs to be resealed and done. And maybe, I don't know, I think those drips were from previously before. Like I said, the main drips I saw were all coming from certain beams. Like you can see some of the water coming from that beam right there with the dots on it. See, you can see where some of the water lines are of where they were dripping from. So all this pretty much needs to be really sealed up, so that way you don't experience the drips that we're getting. So definitely it's a great lanai setup. I think it will be very useful in the future, but during this build we just have to make sure that it's sealed and not dripping. So we can put maybe some patio furniture or lanai furniture here, so that way it'd be a place to come out, maybe sit, eat, socialize. And then we'll move back around. Here's some of, again, the materials that's going to be used for our steps. Again, they're getting ready to put that on up over there. So they're still, since they've been working on the gate, since they've been working on the wall, again, a lot of these weeds keep growing fast with all the rain that we've been getting. They've been using the dirt and the sod. Haven't been really coming over here to work on the irrigation. And again, very muddy over here. Can't wait until this is all built up with grass and it's not so muddy. Again, I like the lanai. Everything is good there. Our malunggay is growing. That's good with all the rain that we've had and the soil that's over here. So that's good. You know, that's one of the things too, completing this wall. So once the wall is up, it's in this state right here, and it's still not a finished product. So I definitely want the wall to be completed, but we just have to see where we are, because everything is more finances, more paying just to get everything done, and we want things to be as completed as much as possible. All right, so now we're going up here. Again, the irrigation's dug out, the hole is there. I did finally buy, last week I was talking about the tanks here. So last week I ordered them on Shopee, some chlorine tabs, 90% chlorine. And they're big tablets. I mean, I would say they're about 3 inches in diameter, about maybe an inch high. They're like hockey pucks, a little bit bigger than a hockey puck. And basically, you throw it in the lower tank, it slowly dissolves. So the chlorine's in this bottom tank, then it gets shot up into the tank up there, and so chlorine will be up in that tank, and then that water will come back down and then go into the house. And again, that's going to help take care of any type of bacteria, any type of algae that's forming. And then I'll put in a tab maybe once a month. They said if you have a strong chlorine smell or taste, brushing your teeth with chlorine, then of course you might want to go a little bit longer than a month in changing these chlorine tablets. And then of course every 6 months, open it up, drain the tank, and remove the sediment. What do we have here? Again, a trench there, and they got some dirt going back here. Everything here looks like it's pretty much unchanged. They're covering the holes right now just due to all the rain, and they haven't really got the irrigation system flowing like it should, so they're trying to cover everything and just let things happen. They've done some sanding up there on the top, for the future painting. So like I said, they did get the gray over, which is good. And that is what we need there. And we'll just go down this way. See, you can see a lot of the paint flakes from before. So they're just scraping everything to go ahead and paint. And then we got the scaffolding along with our water line. And that will be buried one day. And then, let's see here, if you look up, see they got painting. They got some gray painting right there. They just got to go underneath and then do the sidewall. So we're getting the gray painting there. And then once again, Flora is cleaning the sidewalks over here, making sure to get a lot of the paint and stuff off.
Shorty se super sholi so it's a hurricane stai chara stata dan shai sheki all you can show sorry the starting so sorry Matteo Torolote Ardai no kai yoro kai Sari chista up behind Dai show dasho foro I dasho fine show dali Ishe shodi okchoi choti oshki dai chorkos dai show su fosho ti dai no tun dai pesa posta fete show show for the best show dai no tolo show dai sa chidai show just go dai after for for sure, I nine. That's one job of dying. Show them shit feel okay. I think of dying. Shit, keep on trashing. Show job of down. Show down. Show down. Show down. It's your change. Show them to die. To show shit go train. Valley that I bet to kiss. Show dying. Okay, show do. Show dying. Auto dying. A poszaj się gdzie nie si się pytaj ciuro dal Angel dance out da się kain da się ca Jo kain shoin oko dain pasko dain a to da I czy o film ci da się kokain o ciocie I naj dal Jo shody kuszy a ciu okcie kiki dał sztor Cioty jay.
All right, well that's about it here for week number 85 of the Philippine house build. But at least we're getting things cleaned, taken care of, and thank you again for joining Arizona Trails to Philippine Tales. You have a great day. Bye bye.